Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is June the 2nd. I greet you this morning. I hope that you're doing well. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our Just for Today. If you hear anything in the background, I apologize. I am in a hotel lobby and they are playing some beautiful music in the background, but it is a bit loud. So I ask for your forgiveness. All right, the title of the Just for Today in a Meditation for June the 2nd is called Sick and Tired. We wanted an easy way out. When we did seek help, we were only looking for the absence of pain. Basic text, page 5. Something's not working. In fact, something's been wrong for a long time, causing us pain and complicating our lives. The problem is that at any given moment, it always appears easier to continue bearing the pain of our defects than to submit to the total upheaval involved in changing the way we live. We may long to be pain-free or free of pain rather, but only rarely are we willing to do what's truly necessary to remove the source of pain from our lives. Most of us didn't begin seeking recovery from addiction until we were sick and tired of being sick and tired. The same thing is true of the lingering character defects we carry through our lives. Only when we can't bear our shortcomings one moment longer, only when we know that the pain of change can't be as bad as the pain we're in today, are most of us willing to try something different. Thankfully, the steps are always there, no matter what we're sick and tired of. The irony is that as soon as we make the decision to begin the 12-step process, we realize our fears of change are groundless. The steps offer a gentle program of change, one step at a time. No single step is so frightening that we can't work it by itself. As we apply the steps to our lives, we experience a change that frees us. Just for today, no matter what prevents me from living a full, happy life, I know the program can help me change a step at a time. I need not be afraid of the 12 steps. I want to take a moment of silence at this stage. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Well, today's meditation is a very beautiful meditation, and I'm excited to cover it with you. The general thought of this particular meditation is that when we become sick and tired enough, right, when the pain of change becomes less, right, then the pain of staying the same, we become willing to change. And the point is that it's very easy to make the changes that we need to make in recovery in the sense, right, that the tools that we need to make changes, the 12 steps, are written in a way where you can apply just one of them. You can apply just one step, typically the first step, right? That the spiritual principle of surrender. You can apply just the first step and see that whatever you're struggling with, whatever it is that is causing you pain, begins to change almost immediately, right? because thoughts have power. And the moment that you surrender the difficulty, the issue that is causing you problems, as soon as you surrender that, then your mind begins to change about how that situation is affecting you. And not only that, but it begins to change how you're going to actually deal with it, right? Or to be affected by it. Your mind changes because now you've surrendered it and you're telling yourself, self, you cannot control people, places, and things. You cannot control the power, the disease of addiction, right? And so this obsession, not only over drugs, but now this obsession over people, places, and things is taking you away. You have transferred your obsession. Your disease has transferred itself to another area in your life. And you say, self, that's enough of that. If I put down the drug, I can put down this person. I can put down this situation. And as you apply the first step to every area in your life, and especially those that are causing you problems in today, in the moment, you see that change is coming. And you also experience the spiritual, let's talk about that. You experience the spiritual relief of not having to go through, right? That situation anymore, the pressure that situation was bringing to you, the stress, and you can turn it over. You can surrender, right? Many times, multiple times in a day. There's no limit to how many times you can surrender. Now, MightyStream just shared with you the first step, just step one, the spiritual principles of step one, admitting that you have no control over this, right? That you're powerless over this. The admittance of that alone will make control sound ridiculous the moment it's even suggested. And so this is a true just for today, that every step, just the way that they are, no matter how sick and tired you are in the moment of a situation, you can apply the steps to one in part, right? You can apply any one of them in part, or you can apply all of them. You know, as a matter of fact, I would challenge you today to take this just between you and God, right? You don't need to call your sponsor to do this. At some point in time, we stay connected to our sponsor, but we should have a process of recovery, of sifting through our lives on a daily basis. That's step 10, right? We should have a process of sifting through our lives so regularly that our need to interact with our sponsor is decreased. The urgency of needing to interact with our sponsor is decreased. Not that you don't continue to be in touch with your sponsor on even a daily basis. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But your conversation with your sponsor begins to change. And that is an absolute blessing or fruit that should come from your ability to work the steps and apply the spiritual principles of them in your life. Okay? I want to challenge you today, without the permission of your sponsor, I want to challenge you to grab a piece of paper. You probably just need 2 sheets or 1 full sheet that you can write on the front and back. And I want you to list this one, just one issue that you've been plagued with the pain of this one issue, right? I can tell you what mine is. How about that? My one issue today that I have been plagued with for years is that I have either, whenever it's the gallbladder, it becomes also the pancreas for me, right? I have such body riddling pain attached to eating. So I'm out of town and I instinctively know pretty much fast food restaurants, pretty much eating out, I have to limit what it is that I eat. But for some reason, this particular restaurant I thought has never given me a problem. And I look over at my husband. I said, "Did I have that gallbladder attack at this restaurant, or was it another one?" Because sometimes if you eat fried food and you have a gallbladder issue, you're in trouble, right? He said it was the other one. I said, "Okay, probably their oil was dirty, but this place has a good habit, right, for frying catfish very well. Their cornbread, is baked in a tiny skillet and they serve it endlessly. Their collard greens are tender with turkey in them, so tender and seasoned just right. And these are just the appetizers, right? The cornbread and the greens are just the appetizers, and I'm enjoying them with my husband's family. And I look over at him and I said, "I don't know how long I got, but whenever she brings my food, it needs to go in a box. I am not going to be able to eat it, and I'm headed to the car. So take your time. You know, on our way down here, our air conditioner broke. So it's very hot, 90 some degrees. And I'm sitting in this vehicle that's facing the sun. And I'm telling you, I just started crying out to God. And I told him, you know what? I'm not going to continue to live my life in this uh, perfunctory format of just going through things because they need to be gone through them. I am going to schedule testing and a surgery. I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. I'm telling you, my body is riddled with pain. And I don't know how much longer I'm waiting, right? So I'm sick and tired of that. That is my number one issue right now, is that this gallbladder issue, it has to stop. I've been through it for years. Several people in my family no longer have a gallbladder. It's not a surprise. I have a baby brother that has cancer of the gallbladder, right? So several people on both sides. We just didn't get the cards on the gallbladder thing. That is on my list to change. Not not next year, this month, in the month of June. That is on my number one list. That is something I believe I can change. That's what I want for you to do. I want for you to write what it is that you are sick and tired of and that you need to change. And I want you to put that down. Now, after you've done that, I want you to go ahead and say your serenity prayer. Or you can say it before, right? It'd probably be better to say it before. And then I want you to write that one thing down. Now, after you write that, I want you to write steps to take. You may not be able to take all 12 steps with this issue, right? But for me, most certainly I know that I can take a step one, a step two, and a step three with this particular issue, right? I am surrendering to it. I'm powerless over that gallbladder and what it does or doesn't do. I have to eat. I need to eat, right? And so I also know that I can be restored to sanity on this situation. I no longer have to suffer the way that I'm suffering. And I believe that it can come to an end, the suffering, right? And then I'm going to turn it over to the care of God of my understanding, my will and my life. And I am going to be in touch with my doctor as soon as I return back to Michigan. And I'm going to let them know. I've been to ER. You can look at my records. I've seen you a few times. I've told you guys there is no way that I still should be having my gallbladder. I'm in too much pain. And if you don't do the surgery, someone else will. The only thing I want to make sure is that it doesn't have cancer in it. You must figure that piece out first. Okay. So, yeah, because I don't want to be cut open if there's cancer. I want that cancer removed, but I want to make sure they do it in a way where it doesn't spread. And so that's my thing. What is yours? You must have something that you have been so tolerant with. Other people are looking at you like, why? And why are you dealing with that? Why are you still letting your man talk to you crazy like that? Why are you letting him put his hands because you got kids that you what? So you rather suffer being disrespected and physically abused, and you have children that know that you're going through this, and you're doing it because it's more convenient. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. My husband is not always the nicest person, and he has a lot of physical pain that makes him grouchy and grumpy. But me and my boys, we know how to navigate around that. And he is not abusive when he speaks to us. He may not say everything with brimming with love, but honey, neither do I. Right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that has their foot on your neck and you're permitting it as you're raising your children, fearful that you can change. And maybe it's your job. Maybe you have a boss that is so disrespectful to everything and everybody. Everything is their way or the highway, and that's fine. But do you need to work for them? Do you need to daily be subjected to bullying, which is what it comes down to oftentimes for people? You wouldn't let a man on the street treat you like that. So why would you let a man that call yourself your supervisor, your whatever, treat you like that? Let them find someone else and do something different, just by filling out applications and looking for other jobs, right? There are so many jobs available now that if you don't do the job, somebody else will, and gladly. So make them happy and make yourself happy. Find something that really works for you. Listen, my name is MightyStream, and I believe that when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will change. But you have the 12 steps as in your tool belt to help you to be able to do those changes. So I challenge you today to list at least one issue that you want to change. Maybe it's your health, maybe it's your weight, and who knows? But you need to change it, and only you can. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.